Right now, I'm going to be playing some Battlefield 2042. A little bit of solo conquest and talk about some shit. Right now, I think I will start off with talking about, I don't know, let's do a game that a lot of people may not like or a lot of people that may like. Fallout 76. Me and Axe, Vikings Axe, my brother in IRL, not by blood, but not can really make us any closer, I would assume. But anyways, me and him have been playing, I don't know, a hell of a lot of Fallout 76. It's not as bad as people think. When I first tried it out, I probably went up to maybe level 13, which early on you can do it really quick. But at the same time, it's a pretty difficult thing to do in Fallout 76 if you want to think about it in this way.
Let's fix the odds in our favor.
When you start off in Fallout 76, obviously you start in Vault 76. And once you get out, you're going to have to start leveling up, go after ghouls, raiders, different types of monsters and people. So when you start off, you have to go look for every single thing, but for I think the one thing that I missed out on and that I really didn't think much about was, I don't remember what perk it was, but there's a perk in the luck skill tree, if I'm not mistaken, that allows you to find more ammo in ammo boxes and on people and creatures and whatever you kill. That honestly probably it saved me a lot of time, and it definitely saved me a hell of a lot of materials, especially since now I am a level 66, 67.
Our troops are advancing on
the thing that I find to be more useful is that perk, because now I don't have to go and grind certain places just to get ammunition, whether it's for like the 10mm or the shotgun. It's surprisingly a really good perk, because really at that point you don't have to go out and search for materials to build them, and if you didn't know, you can do that now. You can craft them, and the one thing that I am doing right now is they added pretty much a black powder rifle, a single shot rifle, like a Civil War era. It's just black powder, put a ball in, push it down with a rod, and you're good to fire. You know, in IRL it is not that simple at all. It is, I mean, it is, but at the same time, it's not. There is a few things that you would actually have to do besides pouring black powder and tossing the ball and say, alright, we're good. Forgive me for not showing off more gameplay. I'm turning down the volume. Okay, that looks fine. But it's a really fantastic perk. It saves you a lot of time. At my level, if I
taking control of Sector Bravo.
Not all the time will you find ammo on people and creatures and animals that you kill, but it is most definitely a perk that I would say is overlooked. And I mean, it saved me a lot of time, because for me, I'm running that black powder rifle. It take and it saves me a lot of materials, and the one big material that you need is lead, and you don't just find lead everywhere. Only certain locations can you go and actually mine it. Well, obtain it, shall I say. But anyways, it's a very useful, I want to say very overlooked perk. Same thing, there's one where you have a better chance at finding caps, finding like first aid stuff, medical stuff, like in the game, the Stimpaks. And I just think that that is a very overlooked but very easy perk to not only get and obtain. I'm pretty sure you can obtain that perk very soon on, god dang it. But anyways, that's the perk that I'm running. For me right now, that's the only weapon I'm using is the black powder build, and the ammunition it takes is a 50 caliber ball.
The enemy strategy is working.
So
we must secure more
it's
sectors.
not as, how shall I put it? It's not the easiest thing to make, mostly because you do need a lot of materials to do so. Like, even to make, I think you can only make like 5 at a time, and it costs a lot of materials just to make 5. So I think that when people do play that, that should be one of the first perks. Honestly, I want to say one of the first 5 levels, because each level that you get, you can get a perk. Ow, that sucked. I think that should be a very early on perk to get. For me personally, I think what is it, cannibal or cannibalism? I don't know specifically what that color is called. I want to say it's in endurance. I want to say it's in the endurance branch. I don't know. I hate when it doesn't let me pull it, but cannibal is a very good perk. I want to say it's another underrated perk that is not used as much as I think it should, just for the fact that when early on, you are not going to have a whole bunch of heals, and even me at level 66, 67, I don't specifically remember. I'll check it out sometime today, because I'm going to get on and do a few things, but you're not going to have a lot of Stimpaks and stuff at your disposal in early on game. So being able to kill an enemy, and if they deal damage to you, to consume their body to heal yourself, it's I think it's a very, very good perk for early on. Sorry, I just want to get those. I would say a perk that people would say is a very good early on perk, which to me I say no, would be Gunsmith. And same thing with all the other Fallouts. Well, when I say other, I mean I've only played a handful. You have to level up perks to better them. Like if Gunsmith for, I know in Fallout 4 and 76, it has multiple levels like all the other perks, and so you would have to level up. You get level 1, you can do like basic stuff like put muzzle brakes and stuff like that on your weapons, and just really common accessories. No, that's not the right word. But you're able to do very common stuff like red dot, short scope, I think, maybe, I don't remember. But to get it at max level, you need to first get it, and you would, if I'm not mistaken, it automatically gives you that 1 star or that 1 point level to it. You need 5. So, well, you're going to need to level up 4 more times to complete it out.
We're not short on resources, but we may be soon.
Oh, that's a friendly. I am so stupid. But I just think it's just a waste, because early on, it's more of what you need to do in Fallout 76 is in Fallout 76 to get mods for your weapons, to unlock them. You need to first find that weapon or those weapons, and you just need to find them and scrap them, and you would have a chance, not always guaranteed, a chance to get a mod for it. I'm not exactly sure what the chance odds are, but for me personally, they're not as high as I would I would want them. But I think it's a cool new thing that they're doing. I do think it's pushing people to go out and explore, to find those weapons more, and actually run through their head, hey, should I do this, should I wait, should I just go ahead and do it, or do I want to make sure I have 2, because it is a weapon I want to use, but I do want a mod. It makes the player think more when something like that is needing to be done. Wow. I'm just going to throw a grenade and say screw it. Let's see. Another perk that I think is underrated would be, I think it's Lone Wanderer. If I remember correctly, you only need 3 or 4 levels into it, and it gains you gain damage dealt and received. Like, when I say received, I mean it lowers the amount of damage that you receive in it, and you gain the more damage that you put out. And since it is a low cost, and when I say low cost, I mean 3 or 4. I want to say that's a teammate. I'm stupid. I'm pretty sure it's 3 though, but having that is really fun. And if you don't know, Fallout 76 is a online multiplayer game. I'm gonna die. Oh, I thought it was. And since it is online, you can get onto teams. Well, if, let's say your friends aren't online at the time, which for me, that's almost all the time. And I want to go in and do like a couple runs or something, and go and find weapons I need, that I need to scrap. I am terrible.
Our strategy isn't working. They now control more sectors than us.
Yeah. But if you want to just run it by yourself, or if you really have no choice because your friends aren't online, then Lone Wanderer is pretty much the way you want to go. it not only ups damage to all weapons and all the damage that you deal, but it's also helping you with your defense. So it's a sword and shield, pretty much, and I love it. It's a very good perk. I do think it's underrated, but what I fail to do quite a few times is in the game you get perk cards. You can't just have every single perk like Fallout 4, but perk cards you can only have so many points. So level 50, and to get to level 50 you level up 49 times. So you have 49 points to deal with, and to put like let's say you want to do like 13 in strength, 10 in luck, 12 in endurance, 5 in agility, or something like that. You can only use up 49 points. And what I fail to do quite a bit is when I'm on a team to not run Lone Wanderer. So it's a very strategic game, and I don't think people quite understand that, in the sense that every little thing, every perk, everything that you do, you have to do for a reason. I mean, you can run Lone Wanderer, but it's not going to help you if you're on a team. Like, you're wasting, you're just wasting points that you could be like utilizing. Yeah, I knew I was gonna miss. Let's see, okay, what was I talking about? Lone Wanderer, that's what it was. I think it's underrated because people do find it to be better to run in teams, because you do earn XP the more people that you have on your team. And the max you can have on a team is 4, including yourself. So you can earn up to 4 times XP. And there's other ways that you can boost that XP. And I also think another little hidden thing that is underrated is sneak attacks. I know a lot of people just want to go run and gun and just destroy everything in their path, but at the same time, I think people might want to be a little bit more strategic when they are playing the game. Sneak attacks, you can upgrade your your crit chance, or the multiplier of sneak, I think, to like 3 times. Well, if you ever played Fallout 4, you can get legendary weapons that have legendary abilities on them, like the instigating weapons. If I'm not mistaken, instigating means if your opponent or whatever you want to kill is at full health, it does double the damage. Or there's a 2-shot, so it shoots 2 projectiles in the cost of 1 ammo, or 1 round. I think that's really good, but you also want to throw in the mix that if you do a sneak, you can possibly do a 3 times damage for 1 bullet. But if you have the 2-shot effect on legendary effect or mod on your weapon, then you're already doing 2 times. Then if you do sneak, it does more. And if you upgrade your crit chance, then guess what? It's going to be a lot higher. So you can easily deal out a lot of damage than a lot of people. I mean, I know that for me, my black powder rifle does roughly 210, and so my sneak attack can do 3 times, so around 630 damage on 1 hit. But if you are running by yourself and you have the perk Lone Wanderer and you have it at max, I think the max amount of damage it adds might be 30%. So you're also doing 30%. But there's also perks that you can get, like, for me, I'm running Rifleman, Expert Rifleman. I think I have 1 level in it. And the next one I want to get is Master Rifleman, if I'm not mistaken. And, well, once I get that, then I'm going to be doing, what was it? In between 60 and 90% more damage with that. But that's not including the other modifiers that I have. So like sneak attack, crit, or if I have a 2-shot effect on it. Oh my god, I'm getting hammered right now. I mean, there's a lot of perks that do help you out, but there's a lot of them that I think people should just go ahead and read. And just read straight through them, look at what they do, what they help you, well, would they help you, should I say, or would they just be a hindrance? But you can also go into your perks and switch them around. So, but you can also do that on the run. So let's say if I'm by myself and I'm using the perk Lone Wanderer. Well, let's say 1 or 2 of my buddies get on and I want to run with them. Well, I can take it off and switch it to another perk. I don't have another one off the top of my head, but once I switch to it, guess what? I'm not wasting that Lone Wanderer perk and those points I could be using to have that was weird, even for a bot. That was weird. Like, I'm not wasting it, so I could use it to where like I'll be using a perk where if like a teammate goes down, well, they get revived with more health, or if I heal, then it also heals them for a minor amount. Or there's also a perk, I think it might be legendary, I don't remember specifically, but if you hit your teammates with flames, then it heals them, which is pretty good perk, if I have to say. But it's very methodical. You have to use your head when you play it. Some creatures and people have more armor than others, more health, higher damage, but since a lot of the damage is more random than what people think, it's kind of controversial, shall I say, in the sense that not everyone is going to think about games, especially Fallout 76 at this moment, like I do, or that like you may, or whatever. But I do try to help as many people as I can, especially if I see like click on the map and you can see everyone that's online and that's on the server, that's on the map, and you see like a brand new person. Well, obviously, since the higher you go, the weapons and armor that you get are going to be a lot higher level, and the level cap on it for weapons and armor, so far as I know and can tell, it's 50. Well, to use level 50 armor and weapons, you yourself have to be level 50. So you can't just go up and give them like armor, like a Gauss rifle or Gatling gun, flamethrower, or anything like that. But you can drop them grenades, drop them ammo, and for me to help, for me myself, I use that perk in Luck Skill Tree, where it allows me to gain more ammo, not only for myself but for other players. I haven't done it in a while, mostly because I haven't really seen that many people get on that are low level that I may think may need some help, but at the same time there can be people that come in who's already played it, just want to restart, we're playing on a different profile, and they know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. But anyways, you always want to be strategic and read every single perk. You want to read everything. I mean, if it's just random, no, out in the middle of the Commonwealth, even though that's not what it's called Appalachia. And then, if you want to read it, read it. If you don't, don't. I don't know what weapon to use. I'm just going to try this one. I don't remember if it's good or not.
Sector Alpha just fell to the enemy.
And I don't see how
Our forces are moving to attack Alpha 1.
But anyways, you can have loadouts. I don't remember if you can do it from the get-go or not, but if you want to make a loadout for a specific weapon or specific build, you're gonna have to go to either your camp or somebody else's and find the it looks like a little stand that has cards, perk cards in it. You want to go to it, go into it, and do it that way. And so far as I know, you can't do it. Can you not? But if you want to do it that way, I think that's probably a little bit more complex, but easier way to do it. Because then at that point, you can also, if you have 12 in strength and you're like, nah, I want to switch like the points in strength for like the points in luck or agility, then you can do that as well, which is very useful, very helpful. Right now I have 3 loadouts set, one for shotgun build, one for the black powder rifle build, and another for what is it? A flamethrower build. Sorry, I cannot think of it for the life of me. But the flamethrower build, I cannot wait to try out. Can't wait to do it. And honestly, I wouldn't suggest doing builds off of what weapons you want to use, or if you want to be like, oh, I want to be a soldier, I want to be this, I want to do that. I wouldn't do it off that. I would do it off of, well, should I say, I wouldn't do it strictly off of that. I would take your gameplay style into consideration. For me, I like to either be up close in your face with a shotgun or at a distance with a rifle. And yes, having, if that would have hit, I'd probably shoot myself, probably in the stream. But I think people should take in consideration everything, their gameplay style, the weapons they like, the weapons they don't like. Do I like to be up close and personal in your face, out loud, or do I like being silent at a distance? I think everyone should think of everything before they start saying yes and no to this, that, and the other. Oh, I'm going to die. Thank God I did not. Oh! Hopefully I don't get shot here. For me, like I said, I either want to do up close and personal and out loud, or I want to be a sneaky little bastard at a distance. So I mean,
we're securing Alpha 2.
But that's just me. That's my playstyle. But I also like doing hybrids, which that's where the flamethrower loadout that I want to do is going to come into play. It's going to be my first time ever really doing a hybrid loadout. But hopefully it goes well. If not, oh well. Let's see. Perks that I also think are very useful and underrated. Well, maybe not underrated, but overlooked a little bit. Is there's a perk where you can eat and drink anything and you will not gain rads. Well, if you at an early level, you really want to get that, especially if you do want to consider picking up the cannibal perk. Because even if you're doing a cannibal, if you eat somebody or eat something like a ghoul or a super mutant, you're still gonna gain rads, radiation. So if you want to do that and utilize cannibal at the fullest, then I'd pick up the perk. Like I said, I don't specifically remember the name at the moment, but you can drink and eat whatever and not gain rads. So you can easily eat a person or creature to gain your food back or to get your health back. And you can also go and drink out of the world's nastiest stream or most stagnant looking water. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, it's very disgusting on how they made some of the water and streams and stuff in the game, because it just looks so terrible. And when I say terrible, I mean it does not look safe. That, like, it looks like there's nothing on the planet, even if God says let it be safe, you're still gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna attempt it. Like, they made it look that bad, and I think that's awesome. But like, another thing about that, there are perks that work very well together. Not really saying like rifleman, rifle expert, and rifle master, or master rifleman, or expert rifleman, whatever. Not really saying those, but ghoul and that perk that allows you to. Oh, I was like, did my game just break? Can't win this one. That allows you to not get rads when you eat. I think it's fantastic. I honestly do think it's a little overlooked, because there is perks like, let's see, blooded. So the less health you have, the more damage, and the more damage output you can do. But it's very complicated. I think if people want to get into the game and that have no idea what it's going to be like, or if they played it like other Fallouts and not played it, or if they haven't played Fallout at all, I think people should just go through and read. If it's like dialogue where like you're talking to somebody, if you don't want to listen to it, don't. But I do pick up on a few key things in some dialogue that helps me out later on. I mean, hell, even I will forget 5 minutes later on what they just said. But excuse me, took a drink. It's a really good drink. What was I talking about? Even right now, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Perks that go good together. Those two go great. If you want to do that and do the cannibal build, definitely get that perk. I think everyone should just, unless you're doing a blooded build, I think that's just less health. I don't think it revolves around rads, which I could be completely wrong. But if you, I just think everyone should just get the two perks that allows you to get more food out of eating and get more liquids out of drinking. Because in Fallout 76 you have a food bar and thirst bar, and the perk that I'm talking about, like if you don't have them, you get like small like minimalistic amount of food and small minuscule bit of thirst. Like boiled water, not the best, but it's better than dirty water that you can drink. And purified is just the absolute best. You don't get any rads, and it brings it up. But if you have those perks, well then you could eat like a Salisbury steak, get a little bit of rads, and boost your food a lot. But if you do get the perk that I was talking about with Cannibal, to where you don't get any rads from eating and drinking, if it's at max, then fantastic. Then you don't have to worry about rads at all. It's very useful, very overlooked. I was about to say underlooked. But I mean, I could be dead wrong, because I usually don't go in and try to get a hold of people that's on the server and be like, hey, what perks do you have? Do you know what's best? Or do you know what's worse? What should I do with this? What should I not do with that? This is going off what I see and what I do, and what the gameplay that, well, the game style that I do and that I go through and use. Is mine the best? No. Could everything that I be talking about be bullshit? Yeah, it can. Just like everybody else that wants to talk about games on their channels. But at the same time, I try to help people as best I can. I mean, even though a lot of times I don't like getting in-game chat because of stupid people and ignorant people who just want to be really nasty with their words. When I say nasty, I mean nasty towards other people, like calling them a slur. No, I'm not a huge fan of it. Not at all. But I mostly just stay in parties because I don't want to listen to people, or you can get in a session where you hear someone that just plays music and blasts it, and it annoys everybody on the server or that's around them. No. I just think people should be a little bit more cognizant for that as well. But like I said, you do have to think about things that you want to do and things you don't want to do, perks you want, perks you don't care for. For me, I'm not a big melee person on Fallout, so any perk card that I get that involves melee, I scrap it, get rid of it. Done, don't want to touch it. I really don't like this rifle. I mean, it's good, but all of those are 3, so I'm just gonna put that there. I want to keep that because well, let's see, that's not 3, but I'll do that. It's a little closer. But it's more of your own playstyle. I mean, do how you want. I'm just here to help as much as I can, even though I highly doubt anybody's gonna watch this. Or, well, really listen to it. My gameplay is not that good, if I say so myself. Mostly because I want to be a little bit more focused on playing, well, talking, than really anything. But I mean, there's a lot of things people really do need to account for. Their playstyles, the weapons they love, weapons they don't like. If they just play like how I do a lot of games, if something looks cool, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna wear it. which could also really screw with you and not really be the best thing. Actually, let's do this. Let's see. The best thing for me is really just trying to find people who know more about the game so I can get more information to where I find someone lower than me or someone that's really doesn't have a clue or that can't really help themselves, but to ask for help and people just shoo them away and be like, nah, I don't want to do this, I want to do my own thing. But I like helping people. Like I said, I don't know how long ago, if you see someone just come out of the vault, you can drop them grenades, because grenades do not have a level for them. You don't need a level for them. You can just drop them off, and guess what? They have really good damage, and they can kill pretty much anything and everything with one or a handful of grenades. You can also drop them ammo, which is, like I said, if you have that perk in the luck skill tree to where you can find more ammo in boxes, ammo boxes and ammo containers and animals and creatures and people that you kill, then guess what? You don't have to build it. You can save up all those materials. You can even drop those materials to them.
Let's fix the odds in our favor.
Or you can just go ahead and just give them the ammo you have already, and you can make your own. Guess what? You have more ammo now, and you can just save. I mean, it's a very good way to help people to where you can keep people playing the game to where the game itself won't die out and won't just become like another fucking statistic. So, and I think people should just help out others, new players, anyways, in general. For me, I'm still figuring a lot of things out, and I'm in my level's in the 60s. Still figuring out a lot of things, what works best, what doesn't, when I have to remember to switch out my perks when I get on team, what perks work best, what doesn't. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. For me, it's not as dire because I have played the game a couple of times before I actually got into it, to where now I'm just doing it like Royal Leave and playing it. How far can I go?
Go back! Return to the fight!
Okay. Well. Sweet.
We are initiating an attack on Alpha 1. Contact with enemy troops. We just took Sector Alpha. Bring me a victory notepads. Secure those sectors.
This one.
We're doing good so far, troops. The hostiles hold fewer sectors than we do.
Let's see. Wow. Okay. I think right now Axe is doing I think it's called a gourmet build. So the higher your thirst and hunger bar are, like the more full they are, the better. So there's only a few steps. Then the more damage you can put out, which is actually really good build to be doing, but at the same time that's not something I want to just do a straight up two-shot build where I don't have to worry about health. I don't have to worry about taking like psychos and like a junkie build. I am terrible right now. Jesus.
Sector Alpha just fell for the enemy.
You can go away. Like that would be great.
Attempting to control Alpha 1.
Most sectors now occupied by hostiles.
I don't know where he went. Ooh.
We now control Sector Bravo.
Let's see. I think, yeah, he's running a 50 cal build, a LMG 50 cal. It literally looks like a Bushmaster machine gun.
Get down! Let's go down! Friendly casualty!
Support drop ready and waiting.
You know what? Jesus Christ.
Incoming grenade!
I know. Yeah, he's running that build, a gourmet 50 cal Bushmaster machine gun build,
Friendly's targeting Alpha
which
1.
does run you dry of ammo very quick and very easily. For me, I'm definitely running my build off of
Let's hear
2
it.
shot.
We're executing the
That's
plan.
pretty much all
Holding
my
sector.
builds besides my flamethrower. Flamethrower build is gonna be a vampire build, so I think it's either kills or damage I deal out heals me. So I really wouldn't have to worry about using cannibal, but I'll still keep it perked where if I eat or drink I will not get rads. I mean, I'll still use that because that's just good for every perk, well, every build, not perk. But I do plan on doing that. It seems simple enough, should I say?
Spending serious resources to stay in
But
this.
like I said, it's not for everyone. It's for what I'm talking about. It's more of me just trying to help, give you my opinion on things, and hopefully give out a little bit of information. Like the perks I say are that I think are looked over and not really utilized as much as I think they should be.
Look one down!
Oh, those shots are terrible.
Sector Charlie is now under enemy control.
Oh, there's people to my right. I forgot there was a door. I mean, you could take what I say to heart, not take it to heart. Let it flow through one ear and out the other. I'm not really gonna blame
Enemy
anybody
forces
for
control the majority of
just not
sectors.
listening to me.
Bravo 2 is
I
under
mean, hell,
siege.
most of the time I don't listen to myself. So, if that tells you anything. But, I mean, it's whatever. I help people as much as I can. I try to give my input. If people don't want my input, well
Control
then,
of an objective.
that's fine. If people want to sit there and listen to what I gotta say, then
The enemy
fantastic.
has conquered Bravo 2.
honestly, I don't really see how that first shot missed.
We are advancing on Bravo 2.
Oh, God, come on. I was hoping not that first shot hit, but it missed. Let's see. Perks that I think are underrated would definitely be the ones that I said or named before, which I really didn't name a lot. I did not mean to fall down. Come on, if I hit the parachute button, parachute, come out, please. I mean, honestly, I think Black Powder Rifle is probably one of the best builds.
Our enemy is assaulting Bravo 1.
But that's most definitely my opinion. I mean, a two-shot explosive round with like breaks, like the weapon. Also, I didn't say this sooner, but weapons do have a durability bar. So, like after shooting so many times, it will break. So once it breaks, you're gonna have to repair it at a workbench, or you can use a repair kit,
Enemy forces control sector Charlie.
which if you don't, if you're not near any place, or if you're like in a cave or something for a mission, or just run around, it's good to have a handful of repair kits on, just in case you don't pay attention to the durability bar, and when you break break-ins, really, weapons does so happen to break. I myself, I think right now I only have a handful. There are things called atoms that you can go into the store in-game and buy repair kits, but you can earn atoms not only by paying real money, or you can do quests, missions, and stuff like that to gain atoms to be able to buy them. I think the lowest you can buy is 1, and it's 50, and most quests, like daily quests or daily missions, whatever you want to call them, are like 20. Like they give you 20 atoms. So you have to do 3 by now. But that's definitely something I think everyone should have and keep on them at all times with the repair kits, because you never know. Like, you can be really far away and like away from a workbench, or not know if one's around or not. Your weapon snaps, get behind the corner real quick, go into your inventory and hit a repair kit. Well, go onto your broken weapon, and it should say in the bottom, repair, inspect, and repair. Excuse me. And it'd say my asked a few times, I don't know. Oh, he's through the trees. But it's definitely saved me a lot of pain and misery, having those available to me.
Let's keep it that way.
It's repair kits will become your best friends.
Enemy forces at
Trust
half
me,
strength.
they will. And even if you don't have one, don't worry. You should always keep a secondary weapon on you anyways. Even if that's not what your perks that you're using currently are gonna be boosting or not, it's still good to have a secondary weapon. or a backup weapon, whatever you want to call it.
Enemy forces attacking Alpha 1. Delta secured.
I mean, if you want to be that person that kind of like me in the sense that I like playing open world games more by myself, just because I can learn easier, learn faster, and not have to worry about, if there is PvP, not have to worry about dying to some rando, which that could be just people saying, oh well, you died to just random people online because you're just bad. Well, if I'm not looking for a fight and you just run up behind me while I'm like on a bench or something, you start shooting me and killing me, then well, you're just a dick. And I'm not really talking about Fallout out there, because in Fallout 76 you shoot somebody and they have to shoot back, and then the fight can begin, and there can be PvP. That's the ignition for engagement for PvP. That grenade's not gonna do anything. And I die. Cool. Damn. But for me, I think it's just easier to learn not only the game, the weapons, the armors, how to build, where to go to earn XP faster, what events can I go and participate in that allows me to gain more XP. I just think it's easier for me, at least, to do that. But to do like a custom where there's no one else, or do like a private session, you do have to pay IRL money. You'd have to become a first, I don't know, there's like Fallout First you have to buy, and Fallout First member, I think is what it's called. And you'd have to pay money to do that, which I think is a little dumb, but I understand why. Oh, I don't like this guy. I don't like that AI. But I mean, that's just me. I like to learn everything first before I actually dive deep into things. But Fallout 76, I just have to go with the flow, dive in as best as I can, and do what I can to make sure I live and not die, to make sure I have this, that, and the other ready, make sure I have these certain perks, don't have these perks on. Like I said, it's a very methodical and strategic game that a lot of people don't realize that that's what it is, which there's a lot of games like that. Honestly, you could really say that this is too. Battlefield 2042. Is it strategic? Yeah, it's pretty strategic. Is it comprehensible in a way to where like someone who's never played it can get into it? Honestly, yeah. Especially if you do bots like how I do, especially right now. But for Battlefield, it's more of like, for Battlefield 2042, if I go into a lobby, I'm just gonna die in the first 10 seconds, and every time I spawn, I'm just gonna die. I mean, that's how it's been I want to say the past 3 times I played online. Just terrible. Just terrible time. But I'd just rather learn a game, get fun, have fun, and just enjoy the time that I have able to play games. Right now, I'm sick. That's why every once in a while I will cough.
Lock in, load up. Let's move.
Do small little versions of coughing. But up there, that was just terrible. Upper respiratory infection. Didn't go to the doctor. Did a phone. Tell him what was going on. Gave me three medicines. Taking them. Or at least two of them. One's albuterol. Man, it's an inhaler. It's not terrible drug, so YouTube don't take this video down or give me a strike because I said that. It's a very common over-the-counter thing that you and everyone else can get. It's not anything bad. To people who don't know what that is, albuterol is mostly used for people who have breathing problems, especially if they have a condition called asthma. That's why if someone's breathing very, very heavy and they're breathing super fast and can't really control it, really, like, slow down, don't have an asthma attack, don't pass out, or someone gets on and they can't catch a breath, then they need an inhaler. It helps open up the airways, so far as I know. It opens up your airways, opens up all the glands in your lungs, and helps you breathe easier and better, at least for a short period of time. But for me, if I really need something like that, I'll just stick my head in the freezer, which honestly helps me. May not help everyone, but to me, it helps. And sorry, I was looking at the specialist because I was thinking to myself, do I want to use them? But I haven't used this guy in a while, and Angel is really the only person that I've really been using ever. Use him. Crawford for a little bit. Falk, nope. Pike, no. Rayo? Don't know how to say his name. Never used. Casper, no. Lisa, nope. Boris, I have. Irish, I have used him a lot, but haven't really got any of his thing up in the top right for the mastery to upgrade it. Projectiles destroyed with Irish APS 36 shoot down sentry. Haven't really done that because I don't know how to do it. I literally don't. Grappling hook, yeah, I use him. He uses mastery too. Dozer, I think he used like once or twice. Oh well. Sundance. Who is she? Oh, the girl. I think I used her once just so I could get a achievement, I think so. But Angel, you know, obviously mastery 6. So I really just mostly use him. I know I kind of keep going back and forth and starting like just speak gibberish, move on from one subject to another. I know it's terrible. I'm terrible. Forgive me. But that's pretty much really all I have to say about what I think about overlooked cards, perks for Fallout 76. I gave a few pointers and tips on what to do when you start. Well, what I think you should do when you start. I think that was pretty useful. If not, well, sorry. I mean, if you see this, sorry. I know I'm not the best. I'd probably consider myself average on most games. At least all the games I play, I consider myself to be average. But anyways, I guess for now I'll just say my favorite weapons for all the classes, as in secondary, SMG, assault, LMG, marksman, sniper, and utility. Then say goodbye. Right now, my favorite sidearm is the MP4 12 Rex. You have to get, I want to say, 10 headshots maybe with the sidearm, between 8 and 10 I do believe, and you also have to get kills with the M44. I think it was 60 maybe, but definitely my favorite is 2-shot to everybody in the body, 1-shot headshot. For the SMGs, my favorite, MP9, I love it. Favorite assault rifle, right here, SFAR MGL, also what people would know as in IRL, the SCAR. I love it, it's awesome. Favorite LMG, honestly, I only have 2, and they're both not bad. And I mean, they're both Mastery 12. And I have the gold badge on both of them. I mean, they're both good. I think the PKP is better than the LCMG. I mean, the fire rate's higher and the firepower is higher. But you can do single fire for the LCMG, so I think that's a little bit better than just fully auto. My favorite DMR, I would say the Vakar, the VCAR, but honestly I would say at this moment it's just better above the BSVM. Favorite sniper, right here, the NTW 50. I love this 50 cal sniper rifle. It says at the just below the name of it, the NTW 50. This South African high caliber anti-material rifle is designed for neutralizing engine blocks and gun emplacements. Any rifle that's anti-material, anti-tank, or anti-anything, I love. Then honestly after that it would be the SWS 10, then the Gold Sniper Magnum, then the DXR 1. Favorite utility, Ghostmaker R10. And after that it would be the GVT 4570, then the 12M Auto, then the MCS 990. Which honestly, if you could, in between, like if you have these two, they both put out the same amount of damage. Shotgun holds 2 more rounds. Rate of fire, you can get 10 more rounds per minute. I want to assume that's what they're going for, but if you can get 120 rounds per minute out of a pump shotgun, holy shit. Even a lever action, I mean, you gotta be levering that gun really hard to get 110. But anyways, you can reach out at a distance, and 1-shot headshot. Handling is better, so is range, accuracy, firepower equal with it. I just say the 12M Auto is better than the MCS 990 because it is fully auto. You can hold more rounds. I mean, it's 8 and 8, but if I click on it and go over here, click on the magazines, the first one you get 8, 8, 8, then you jump up to 10, but it's #1 buckshot. And then you can also get a drum, which is also #1 buckshot, but you get 20 rounds. So, I mean, it's a give and take. Slugs, I mean, it's not really much better, but range for Fletchet, I don't think I've used it, but I mean, hey, who knows, it could be fantastic. But those are my takes, my favorite gear. Well, for my throwables, I would have to say a tie between the grenade, the regular frag grenade, and the incendiary. Then for here, my favorite tool would, honestly, it would have to be I don't know. I'd say for here it's a tie between the recoilless M5 and the FXM 33 anti-air missile, which is pretty much just a handheld javelin. Those are my favorite. I did not mean to hit that. Favorite vehicle, ground vehicle, I would say the hovercraft, honestly, my favorite one to actually use. But aircraft, both the jets, you can get across the map very quick, and you can jump out of it and hope that you hit somebody with the aircraft. And honestly, there's only one drone, so favorite drone, Ranger. My favorite specialist, I would have to say Angel, just because I wish they would have kept it to where Angel's ability, you could give yourself armor and ammo at the same time, but they took it out, and I hate it. But you still give yourself ammo instead of running out in the open after you killed somebody and trying to pick up the little ammo that they drop. When I say little, I mean little. But when you're Angel, you fill yourself up all the way. You can call loadout crate, so just in case you want to switch up a few things, switch your loadout and go from long to close, close to long, and do so. Then I'd probably say Irish is really another good one. Boris, I mean, you get the drone, you get the sentry dog. But every time I use it, whether it's online or just in bots, I can never get the dog to get a single kill. So McKay, honestly, pretty good sniper. I mean, you can get into pretty weird spots with his grappling hook. Dozer, I mean, his shield's pretty good. His passive perk, blast resistance, reduce explosive damage effects. I mean, they're all good in their own ways, but for me personally, my top three: Angel, Irish, and I don't know, I'll probably say Crawford. I like his little sentry gun that you can place, the mounted Vulcan, and tripod mounted minigun that has a shield on it. I think it's cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the Fallout 76 and Battlefield 2042. So if anyone watches this, have a great day. If you don't have one, well, if your day hasn't been all that great, hopefully this helped. If it didn't, I'm sorry. I hope it gets better. It will get better, I promise. And I guess I'll catch you in the next video, next stream, whatever it may be. Peace.